Hey, what's up and hello. This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. So we're back with Wags to Riches, season 1, and I am reviewing episodes 4 through 6. I'm not going to rate this show. Well, actually, if I'm going to rate it, it's going to be a W for whatever, because it's whatever for me at this point. I can't put my finger on it, but I feel like there's a lot of nonsense going on, but I'll talk about it. Hey, driven black girl. Yeah, I'm an early bird. Typically, though, I am up this early to either work out or to just get my mind right before I start my day. But I said, you know what? I'm going to switch it up and do some early live sometime. So, good morning. Good morning. So, with that being said, who's Sherelle? If I, Sherelle, in my opinion, she gives me vibes that she is legitimately a shady type of mean girl. And what I mean by that is, you know how you have those people that before you even say hello to them, they're kind of already sizing you up and judging you? Sherelle gives me those vibes. But Sherelle also gives me vibes that she is doing whatever she can to turn up for the cameras. Because there have definitely been times where I felt like in these couple of episodes, she was trying to hold back from laughing. She had a smirk on her face. So I don't really know at this point, but I definitely do feel like she is judgmental. She's one of those girls again. She's the type that she'll smile in your face, but then she'll just read you down behind your back type of thing. That's the vibes that she gives me. You're early bird too. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about, driven back girl. But with that being said, Sherelle claims that Chad brought out the best in her and doors have opened since she's been with Chad. And I'm like, yeah, of course they would. And remember, you said if you can't benefit off of someone, you don't need to be around them. So clearly you benefit off of Chad more than what you did on your own. How about that? So at that point, she is talking to Portia because she says that her and Chad are having these petty arguments. She said they had freaky tales at 3 a.m. And after the freaky tales session, he said he was hungry. And she said, me too. And she just started, I guess, typing on her phone. And he said it again, I'm hungry. And she said, me too. So then he gets up frustrated saying he's going to McDonald's. And in a nutshell, what Chad told her is that she's never considerate. Okay. And of course, naturally in a marriage, in any relationship, you gotta be considerate. And so Portia was like, well, are you ready for marriage? And she kind of paused and she said, I am. I am. Now, mind you, this will be her third marriage. She's like, I am. I am. She was like, but my finances, like, I'm worried about that because, in a marriage, they're not just looking at his finances, they're also looking at mine. And I was like, yes, correct. Which is why you should have probably not gotten serious with someone with 8 kids. Like this moment, all I could think of was Mama Joyce and Candy's like first season with that guy, rest in peace, that she was about to marry that had multiple kids. And that counselor said, what is the first word that come to mind? And Mama Joyce was like, child support, child support. That is one of the moments. Like you can't be as you claim you're so much of a smart businesswoman. That is a huge business mistake, business disaster for you to marry someone like that with that many kids. Mind you, she already got 3 or 4 of her own. So, yeah. So, I honestly, in my personal opinion, was she really trying to get married to Chad? Now, some people are claiming they're still together and they're doing all of this hoopla for the show. Let's just say if they're legitimately no longer together. Makes you really wonder if she really wanted Chad, because she said he was going to be a hit it and quit it. Did she really want him, or did she want his resources? And then once she got the resources, got the show, and got some connections in the sports and entertainment world to kind of take her business to the next level, it didn't matter to her if it worked out or not. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. So, and I don't know. At the end of the day, she did get a child off of him, so she also will get child support in the process. Yeah, Sherelle's about her money, bottom line. That's it. It's about the bags and the bags only. She can't get a bag off of you, in my opinion. She ain't gonna do nothing with you, period. Now, MJ child is talking about her issues with Kodak, but she's so young. Like, I don't know. I feel like to a certain extent, I just say, you know what, child, you'll hopefully figure it out. You'll figure it out where you will know your worth, or you're gonna be in a constant hellhole with these men. But Alexis is the one who's talking to her. And again, I love Alexis. Alexis just is the logical one. She gives the wholesome balance. She seems to be very humble, and it does give balance to the BS that goes on in the show. So, I like the fact though that MJ was vulnerable. She was kind of pretty much saying, look, my life ain't perfect. My life is a mess. Because of my past. That's probably why the way that I am. So I like the fact that she's like, okay, yeah, don't let the pretty face fool you. Like, I'm a little messed up because of, so many things that have gone on in my life. She is, girl. She like 22. That's why I'm just like, girl, like, can you imagine, like, when I was 22, like, we didn't have all of this social media and, like, cameras on our phones and stuff like that. So I can't imagine, like, you trying to talk to me at 22. I probably wouldn't listen to you either. Like, that's just what it is. So Sherelle invites Sade out, and I was like, okay, wait a minute. Sherelle claims Sade was an hour and a half late. I said an hour and a half late. I said, that is that for real? Hey, Russell. Let me see. Good morning. Happy to finally catch you live. I'm usually part of Replay Game. Oh, welcome. You got a beautiful smile. You know I'm a sucker for a nice smile. Welcome, welcome. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Yeah. So when she said she was an hour and a half late, I said, now, Sade, come on now. Like, is this for production or low key? Did Sade not want to meet with her? And she was hoping that Sherelle would just go on about her evening. Like, I wondered if Sade was like, I'm about to take my time. And hopefully she called me and say she had something to do so we could reschedule this or cancel it, because I ain't got time for the nonsense. So with that, she got there and Sherelle was like an hour and a half. She's like, yeah, honey, yeah, yeah. So how can I help you? And Sherelle was like, it really bothers her being called the mean girl. And I'm like, but you're mean. Like, you're mean. What do you mean it really bothers you being called the mean girl? That's what you're putting out on the show. And you're mad that people are calling it out. I'm confused. And how many times is she going to tell us that she has a business and she's about making her money? I swear to you, if I hear one more time, I have my own business. I'm about making money. I'm a Black woman. Like, we get it. We get it. Girl, just stop the nonsense. Like, is that your whole entire existence? I think it is. But with that, she apologizes to Sade, and Sade was like, all right now. She was like, we ain't gonna be cussing. We ain't gonna be calling out each other's names or whatever, right? And so Sade was like, cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can coexist. But Sade, low-key, is kind of like me. Once you show me who you are, I'm gonna be guarded. Like, I'm gonna be guarded, because at that point, I don't know if I could ever trust you again. Now, the next scene is the two pregnant girls, Keita and Portia, and it was literally a boring scene, and I'm not about to talk about it. So next, child, Ashley and her glamping party. Ashley is another one that feels like she has to be Sherelle's backup, and it's so obvious and annoying at this point that it's like y'all are really doing too much to do whatever you can to keep this show going, and it's not coming off natural. It's coming off forced. But Ashley does a glamping party, which I thought was cute. Glamping. Child, she had it decked out with air conditioned in the damn tents, honey. I said, okay, interesting. So they're thinking that Sade is preggers, okay? But she refuses to tell them anything. And she says the exact thing that, of course, I just said, that she doesn't trust them. So she's not about to share anything with them. And I don't blame her. But we do find out that, yes, she did actually have a baby. She had a baby girl with her fiance, beautiful baby. So congratulations to Sade. So I guess at that time she was actually pregnant. And she was telling them heifers to stay out of her business. All right. So, literally, at the freaking glamping event, they invite everyone except for Jules. Okay. Now they all of a sudden want to invite Stony. Yeah. Okay. Now you want to invite her. First, she couldn't sit at your table, but now you want to invite her. But Stony, in true fashion, says, I'm coming in late on these heifers. And she walks in and they was like, you late? And she was like, honey, I didn't know what to wear, honey. I didn't know what a glamping thing was, child. And so Sherelle claims in her confessional that she felt like she went too hard on Stony and she invited her to the glamping trip. And unfortunately, Stony just really gives pick me energy, in my opinion. So she's willing to pretty much do whatever just to be a part of the crew, in my opinion. I don't know why. Stony, stand on your own, boo. You're a beautiful woman. Like, you don't, now again, maybe she feel like she got to do whatever she can to continue on with this show to try to get a second season, but I'm not feeling how she kind of comes across when it comes to Sherelle. Even with that interview with Jesse Wu, I was just like, you explaining yourself too much. You giving pick me energy. But with that being said, Stony talks about how there is like, is there baby mama drama in people's world, or do pretty much they get along with all the baby mamas? And we find out that she said, I get along with all Rick's baby mamas except for one. And that one is Tia Kemp. And baby, one of the crew members sent me videos of Tia Kemp via DM. And I'm scared. Tia Kemp got a whole different energy, boy. A whole different energy. But I tell you what, if they decide to put her on this show, baby, whoo, she will definitely take this show and flip it upside down. Sherelle would not be the in charge of the girls no more. It will be Tia Kemp. Okay, she would definitely be the ultimate villain for Sherelle. And I'm kind of here for it. If they get a second season, maybe they need to add Tia Kemp. She will be a villain for not only Sherelle, but for Stony as well. And so Stony was like, yeah, she don't like me. She don't say her name, but at this point, everyone knows who she is. She was like, she don't like me. I mean, because look at me and look at her. And she was like, I'm number one. And Ashley was like, I mean, do you think you're better because you're the first baby mama? And I'm like, Ashley, shut the hell up. Like, I'm so tired of your slick finding ways to just try to start arguments and beefs or whatever. If the girl says she's number one, she's number one. She is literally the number one, as in the first baby mama. But if she feels confident enough to say, I am the one that he cares about, then so be it. Why the hell are you so pressed? She said, though, she doesn't know if he has a favorite baby mama. But what we do know is that she the one who's staying in one of his houses. Now, if the other baby mamas are in like Rick Ross homes, then that's one thing. But it seems to me she is the baby mama that actually lives in one of his homes. So I'm just like, I'm gonna need you to shut the hell up. Hey, V baby. So yeah, so at that point, I was just like, okay, Ashley. But then, of course, Ashley continues her minion messy bull. She goes to Keita and goes to Sade. Well, she goes to Sade first. She was like, oh, it seemed like you and Keita You and Keita, I get y'all cool. And Sade checks her messiness real quick. And I was like, you better go ahead, Sade. You better go ahead, Sade. Because she's like, ain't nobody got time for this. So then they bring up this stupid, sweet drama again. And I'm like, are we really still talking about this? This just shows that y'all pulling for everything. Y'all are pulling for anything and everything. And so at that point, Sade is like, look, it wasn't nothing personal. I think she even says, if you want to see the damn text messages, you can. And Keita, she's so dry and so nonchalant. She's like, yeah, well, whatever. I just thought, it was, just a little suspicious because we weren't going to be in the suite. And then Ashley was like, well, you gotta admit, like, if it was below freezing temperatures. And I'm like, why are you talking for her? Why are you involved in this? Shut up. She was trying to get some mess started. Sade and Keita was like, ain't nobody got time for this. And Sade was like, you know what? You cool, Keita? Yes, I'm cool. I'm cool too. Cheers. And hopefully for the last time, we are going to not talk about this anymore. This is going to be the last conversation about this suite. And then Ashley rolls her eyes. But Ashley didn't say anything after that because she know Sade ain't no punk. I don't care if you was in the military or not, heifer. At the end of the day, you're going to stay out of my business. And while you trying to stir the mess, how about somebody stir the mess with you? What you got going on in your life? It's just, it seems like her and Sherelle, they tag teaming people and being bullies. Like Sherelle can't even have a conversation without Ashley coming up and trying to be her mouthpiece. Shut up. So now this, honey, Sherelle and Chad, they do a premarital counseling session with the pastor, right? And so they sit down and they have their dinner, and the pastor is like, do you guys feel that you guys came into this relationship healed? And they both said, nah, no, we didn't. No, we didn't. And I'm like, at your big old ages and putting a child involved, y'all still making the same mistake? Huh? You still making the same mistake? And this is why I said, you know what? I can believe that they're actually broken up because I think there was an agenda, in my opinion, on both parts on why they got together. I do. That's just the gut feeling that I have. And if she does end up getting back with him or she's still with him, she's not done. She's not done with getting all the resources and everything she can from him. But again, my opinion. Sherelle says losing control and not being a provider is a fear of hers. Forehead still throbbing. That's hilarious. Yeah, but both of them did come in saying that, yeah, they're not healed. And I'm just like, then why are you guys with each other? What's the point? But she says that it's hard for her not to be a provider. She said because in past situations she was submissive and let the man provide both times in her other marriages. And I think to a certain extent, a lot of women feel that way. We've seen enough Waiting to Exhale movies. We have seen enough where literally you're like, we need to have some type of bag or comfort. Just to make sure, because that man can leave you, ghost you, and then you have nothing. But the problem is Sherelle also gives vibes that she wants to control every aspect of her life. And if you're really trying to be in a relationship, you can't do that. You're going to have to let go a little bit in certain places and be vulnerable. And she's not willing to do that. And to be quite honest, I don't know if Chad is willing to do it either. I would say, though, that he seems a little bit more willing to do it and bend a little bit versus her. So that's why I was just like, what is the point of this? And so she literally, Chad says, I just want her to know that I have her. Like, I have her. I want her to know that. And even, within the next 5 years, if she kicks off to where she wants to be financially, but I still have her. And then she breaks down crying about how she is bringing her past trauma into this relationship. And I'm like, yes, you are. So then why are you in this relationship again? What's the point? What is the point? You really don't want to marry this man? Seems like to me you just want to reap the benefits off of him. That's it. Bottom line. And again, for you to claim you are so financially stable and you are so about money, 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 he said the first episode that they could spend $300,000 on their wedding. Why would you spend that much money on your wedding? Why? With 12 kids. It just don't make no sense. It makes no sense. So, Stoney and Jules talk at her boutique, honey. And let me tell you something. Stoney is your stereotypical hood boutique. I'm sorry, Stoney, but look, and you probably got some nice pieces up in there. But when you go to a store and it has everything from bundles, shoes, clothes, lashes, lipstick, like everything you could think of, literally at a one-stop shop. She trying to get her money any way she can. I ain't mad at it, but usually more of the higher end boutiques don't have all of that stuff in there. They focus on either the clothes, the shoes, maybe the clothes and shoes, but they damn sure ain't focused on bundles hanging on the wall. I ain't never see that in a high-end boutique. But again, make your money. So Jules is saying that she likes Stoney. Stoney is sweet, and she says that most people, now this was a bar to me when she said most people give you the respect you deserve based on what you can do for them. Again, most people give you the respect you deserve based on what you can do for them. That's a bar, because a lot of people operate in that way. They do. If they feel like they can benefit off of you, they gonna respect the hell out of you. If they can't, they look at you like you're a minion. Like, why do I need to respect you? That's the facts. That's the facts of this current life that we live in, and probably just the facts of life in general, even before I was born. So Stoney is like, I don't know why I'm getting attacked, honey, because I'm not the only one who got a reputation, Sherelle. And so Jules was like, what you talking about? And she was like, oh, you didn't know that Ocho took her to a motel on her first date? I didn't say it. He said it. And so Jules looks it up and she's like, oh my gosh. And then she was like, so let's not talk about reputations, honey, because in the past, Ocho tried to talk to me. And I definitely could see that, because that is Ocho's type. He likes women who are fit. He definitely loves melanated women. And so she was like, yeah, but I left him on read pretty much. I wasn't interested. But she was like, but what Sherelle don't realize is Ocho is still outside. He's very much so still outside. And I said, okay, now that's interesting. So next episode, Sherelle takes Miranda to this so-called meeting about, I guess actually collaborating with a developer. And this is after Miranda's fight. So I find it interesting that she has so much of an issue with Stoney. Okay. Stoney doing this, video that got leaked, and it wasn't her fault that it got leaked. And having so much of an issue with what she saw on the internet with Stoney. Yet Stoney isn't even attached to her brand, though. She's not attached to it. But MJ can get arrested, can dress how she wants, can have a straight mugshot, but she is a real estate agent at your freaking firm, and she get pass after pass. That's because Sherelle can make money off of Miranda. She's in charge of the girls. You feel me? So this investor that they meet up with, do y'all feel like it's legit or if it's just for TV? Because I went to Sherelle's page and I don't think I saw anything about this. What is it, LPT that she was saying? I don't think I saw anything about that partnership. And it seemed to me that they was like, let's just do this for the freaking show. Y'all let me know how y'all feel because it just wasn't adding up to me. But apparently, she said that she was attaching herself to this luxury brand or whatever the case may be. And she said that, they are focused on, Allure is focused on entertainment, sports, luxury. They are either all married or engaged with, entertainers, you know what I'm saying, like athletes, and she wants to partner with them, and they agreed. And so at that point, all she sees is dollar signs. Again, it seemed very forced. I don't think this is legit, but that's just my opinion. If y'all find out it's legit, by all means, let me know. But them guys that was at that damn dinner table look awkward as hell. It didn't seem like it was really legit. It was just for the show so she can hopefully get more developers and things like that. Portia and her husband go to the doctor. She is saying that she wants an at-home birth because her last son was not only natural, but by the time she had her first contraction, and in an hour, boop, the baby came out. And I said, baby, that is amazing. I am hoping that happens for me too, okay? Because I have heard some horror stories, people being in labor for 24 hours. She said it was natural and it was quick. And her husband is like, yeah, he was natural and quick, but you don't know if that's going to happen in every situation. And even the actual nurse says, yeah, we recommend being in a hospital because it's safe. So Sade and her man go on a water date, which, I thought was cute, but that's, we don't really know anything about their situation besides the fact that he is, I guess, currently looking to be on a team or whatever, and they're engaged, but they've been together for 8 or 9 years. And I think even when she had her beautiful baby, I think they're still engaged. I try to look him up. I don't think he's currently with the team still, but I do wish them the best of luck. I like Sade. She seems to be level-headed. She seems to be, like an around the way girl. So we shall see. But then there's this dang on event where she said she partnering with LPT. And again, it just seemed like they had a bunch of extras in the room and said that they can get glammed up to be on TV. And again, if it's real, congratulations. If it's not, shame on you, because I'm tired of all of this fake shit on freaking reality TV. So Sade comes to the event, and gives her congratulations, but again, she's still saying she's guarded and she's keeping her distance, and I don't blame her. And Sherelle invites Stoney to the event, and she apologizes to Stoney, but the apology, in my opinion, seemed a little underhanded. You ask me, because she apologized, but she said, well, maybe, you are around the wrong crowd and you don't want to change, but I should have come to you as a woman. And I'm like, so you gonna say I apologize, but then try to say maybe she around the wrong crowd and she don't want to change? Like, girl, what kind of BS is that? And again, judging in the process of apologizing. Judging in the process of apologizing. Girl, keep that fake ass apology. But Stoney loved it and embraced it because she wants to be a part of the girls so badly. She got too much going on in there. Stoney said that's a one-stop for real. For real. That is your typical hood boutique. Got everything there. Probably got freaking Gel X, press-ons, all of that stuff. Girl, she should have left Miranda at home. She should have. But again, this makes me wonder again, why are you willing to give Miranda 50,000 passes? I understand she's 22, but even at 22, your brand is your brand. Maybe you can bring her in on the back end, but she don't need to be present to actual meetings, which is why I said this to me seemed like it was strictly for the show. Strictly for the show. So with that, child, I was just like, okay. But then we have the prenup dinner. And what I mean by prenup dinner is that Sherelle and Chad go to dinner and sit down with their attorneys to talk about the prenup that they need to create and sign before they get married. Now, child, she said in her confessionals they supposed to get married 2/2/25. February 2nd, 2025, as in literally 4 days ago. Yeah, we clearly see that didn't happen. Now, this is when I said this is some bull. How many people you know when they really talking about a serious prenup is about to have cameras there? No, no cameras. And usually, from my understanding, a prenup ain't gonna be talked. You're not gonna talk about a prenup over dinner either. You're gonna be in somebody's damn office and you're gonna be negotiating. So once they did this, I already knew this scene was BS. And Sherelle damn near was smirking a couple of times, like she was trying to hold back her laughter in this scene. And I was just like, why are y'all even doing this nonsense? And you could tell Ocho Cinco is always in acting mode. He's always in acting mode, ready for the lights, camera, action. Because they start off talking about how she wants $3 million a year in alimony. What? That already started off ridiculous. $3 million a year when you know he got all them kids. I don't even think he can probably pull out $3 million a year just for you alone. Like, that's when I said, okay, this is just all for the damn TV. Like, I just didn't understand what was the point of it, but okay. But then at the same time, he comes back and he's like, I want part of your business. And she like, hell no. And then she was like, I want part of your podcast. It was just all for show, a waste of our freaking time. And honestly, look, I really want to know. I really wish I could be a fly on the wall right now to see exactly what this relationship is. Again, they claim they're still together. My guess is Sherelle got what she wanted out of the situation. So why does she need to be with him? She probably kept that ring, and now she's getting the monthly check on child support. So, but let her tell it. She sometimes brings in bigger checks than Chad does. Okay. Now, one thing I will say that I liked from Sherelle, she said that she is trying to get Black people in the community to be able to afford affordable housing. I do appreciate those type of, moves. It's not just about the money. I'm sure she's gonna get a percentage, but at the same time, it is about making sure that working families and even working single mothers can still be able to afford, or working single fathers can still afford a home. So that was one thing I did like about that when she said that. Now I will hope that she definitely shows us that. So Alexis, child, Alexis had a date on the beach with that cute retired football player. And honey, I thought she had like a little thong on, giving us a little peekaboo. And I said, okay, Alexis, okay. And she's like 41, 42 years old. She looks great for her age. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Make sure you hit the like button. She looks great for her age. I was like, I ain't even mad at it. She sat up there and took off her robe and I guess walked towards the water with him. She got 4 kids, y'all. 4. And I'm assuming those 4 she actually popped out. You would never know it. I ain't even mad. I'm not even mad. Alexis definitely got herself together. I love the fact that she is probably I think she said one of the only Black women that actually has a herb farm, if you know what I mean. I definitely think that we need to tap into that field more. The problem is, from my understanding, they kind of are pushing us out in that area. Only certain people, only certain Black people have been able to get in it. And of course, it's with people who already have a high stream of, income, and I feel like they definitely need to find ways to get us in there more. They just probably don't want to. From my understanding, most people who are part of the herb business don't look like us. But with that being said, I like the fact that she was talking to old guy, and I like the fact that he is willing to possibly date her. Now, again, I don't know if this is for the show, but typically guys, especially guys that are, retired, successful, and he doesn't have any kids, will kind of run for the hills to hear a woman with 4 kids. But at the same time, she is actually the ex-wife of an NBA player. So he probably thinking, okay, she got 4 kids, but I don't have to financially take care of them. They gonna be taken care of by their daddy. So, but I wish her the best. So the shopping event. The shopping event. Whoo, child. So one thing I will give Ashley, the proceeds or some of the proceeds went to homeless veterans because Ashley and Sherelle are veterans. Great. So again, a fake scene though. They're in there acting like they're shopping. And I just the nonsense of every time somebody walks in, hey girl, how you doing? You look fabulous. Let's take a picture. Tick, 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 tick. Let's take a picture. I don't know if they really do that in real life. I just feel like it was turned up to 1,000 because of the cameras. Just fake to me. So it was very interesting that when Jules walks in and they kind of are like ignoring her and Sherelle takes Jules to the side, child. Sherelle claims that she wants to have a conversation, but she starts off by saying, I'm going to be graceful because I'm at Ashley's event, but I feel fake energy. And I'm like, so do I. I saw fake energy in that whole little segment that to me was too long with you guys just shopping. And even Jules was like, yeah, so do I. I feel the fake energy too. But before they could even talk, guess what minion pops up trying to escalate the situation? Ashley. Always jumping into someone else's conversation. And this time she jumping in with Sherelle and Jules. But one thing I will say, I'm still side-eyeing Jules with the things that she said about Black women in the past. And she probably still feels the same way. Let's just keep it real. But she held her own because it almost felt like several of them was like in a circle, kind of just like talking to her at the same time. And, she couldn't get a word in and they was just kind of going in. And I was like, y'all need to back the hell up. Like y'all really do. Cause like, even with me, you circle around me like that. And you sitting up there trying to talk to me and I'm trying to talk to you, but then somebody else come in and try to come for me. We gonna have a problem. Now, as a grown woman, I'm just probably gonna remove myself from the situation. But to me, I'm just like, it makes me wonder why they put her on the show. It really does. It really makes me wonder. But she says Ashley, after the fight, Ashley went out there to check in on her when she was getting in her car. But she does say, she said, I didn't like the fact, Sherelle, that you brought up kids knowing I had just unalived mine, because we talked about that in the last review. And Sherelle says, who told you I brought that up? Really, Sherelle? Who told you I brought that up? Heifer, we all saw it. It came out of your mouth. What are you talking about? Then she goes into her confessional. This is why I said I think she's turned up to a certain extent for the cameras, but I feel like you have to have a mean streak in you to say some of the ish that she said. She sits up there and says, you brought your single ASS to sit next to us. No one told you to come to our table. And then she says, I don't even remember what you told me. And I don't believe it because you were in a two-piece the next day. Why weren't you on bed rest? Sherelle ain't ish. Even if that is not your friend and y'all just colleagues, most women especially are going to remember when another woman told them something serious like that. They are. Now, I have never gone through that procedure before, but is it a situation where once you have that procedure, you just can't go about your day the next day or even that evening? Like, are we like more advanced in that area where it is possible, especially if you have a contractual, like a contract, an obligation to be at certain events? I'm trying to figure out if it's possible. Y'all let me know for those who, just maybe don't want to share their personal experience, but are aware of how that process works. But to even sit up there and say, I don't remember what you said, I don't even believe you. That is a very sensitive subject. Sorry, it's a sensitive subject. And to me, Sherelle just really showed her behind on that again. So this is why I say I think she turns up for the cameras, but I also think Because you got to be a mean girl and have a mean streak to say something like that. I'm sorry. I was just like, wow. And then at that point, Jules was like, I think you're fake and you do stuff for clout. And she was like, bitch, I don't need clout. Then why are you on the show? Let's be clear. You were trying to do a real estate show because you claim you were one of the top brokers in the Tampa area, maybe in the Florida area. You don't really find a lot of top brokers wanting to do a show like this that is coming off ratchet as hell. They want to do the real estate shows like you tried to do, but yours failed. Okay. And so, even with like $1 million listings and shows like that, there's drama, but it is controlled drama. Is not like this. I don't know why Sherelle feels like this show puts her in a good light as a broker. So to me, the fame is calling her more than the real estate side because this doesn't look good. Like I would be kind of looking at her like, girl, child. But again, like I think I said before, maybe it's because of who her audience is and what I mean by her audience, like the people who would be willing to buy from her. She's dealing with athletes and entertainment. So they may actually think this is cute. And they may think that they may call Sherelle even more for all I know. But to me, it doesn't look cute. It doesn't look professional at all whatsoever. And so at that point, Sherelle and Ashley going back and forth, back and forth. And in my opinion, I would say that Sherelle and Ashley made that stuff go left. And even Alexis approached her. She approached her more, you know what I'm saying, like an adult and a lady. But I was just like, look, I am not a fan of Jules with some of the stuff that she said. But it's just like, what is the point? I personally think, in my opinion, they only put her on the show to blast her. That's it. And that's all. That was the only reason to put her on the show to blast her, because that's what the energy, in my opinion, has pretty much been from the beginning. Maybe the first episode, she's kind of like collateral damage that, we about to blast you like we blast Stony. I think that's what it is. But Jules and Alexis, they talk. Now, one thing about Jules, she always got an excuse, honey, and excuses are tools of the incompetent. She always got an excuse. She's always talking about, well, I was jet lagged and I was hung over when she's talking about she came to the shopping event. And she was like, and I just feel like, they continue to keep coming at me and people keep coming at me. And simply because, she was trying to imply, I guess, it's because she's a white girl. Or that's what Alexis said. You're a white girl. And she was like, I'm Puerto Rican and Italian. And I was like, first of all, Puerto Rican is not a race. You have white Puerto Ricans, you have black Puerto Ricans. But now that I am definitely confirmed, because I think I had heard that before, that she's Puerto Rican and Italian. I think I said it in my first review. That's a fiery combination. To be Puerto Rican and Italian, baby, I can see why she turns up immediately. I can see why she turns up immediately. I was like, well, that explains a lot. That really explains a lot. But Alexis was like, you could have just walked away. You know what I mean? She is the only white person in a black establishment. And if I'm a black, and I personally, in that situation, don't feel like Jules was completely wrong. Now, I understand that her temper ended up going up because, of course, she was arguing with old girl who clearly had a lot to say about her. Didn't really want to say that much at the table until, Jules called her a bitch. But she was upset, but that girl had her finger all up in her face. She had her finger all up in her face. It was that close to her. And I believe she said, get your fingers out of my face. And she didn't. And she slapped her fingers away. Now, y'all know, what would y'all do when somebody has their fingers all up in your face? What would you do? And literally, when she was telling the girls, like, that girl was pulling my hair, and they was like, but you started it. You hit her first. The girl had her fingers all up in her face. That's just like somebody, you know how when somebody chest bump you and you know they all up on you and chest bump you, that's your personal space. Most people, they gonna either start pushing, swinging, something about to happen. So, I was just like, I get it, but I feel like they brought her on a show to say, hey, white girl, you already got a bad reputation with us. Let us sit up there and spin the block and do whatever we say to you. We can do whatever we do to you. We could treat you a certain way because remember, you have over your head that you said some shady stuff about Black women. Bend them back. Exactly. Yes, the prenup Denver was fake. Yeah, bend them back. Bend them back. Hey, Lounge. Hey. I'm almost done, girl. Hey, Lounge. Y'all go follow Lounge. Lounge is definitely a sweetheart. But yeah. So with that, child, I don't understand what's the point. Because I just feel like now they're switching it to Jules like they were doing Stoney. Even though Alexis was more supportive of Stoney, yeah, that girl was wrong. I hate that I even have to be on someone like Jules. Thank you. Jules is definitely, I'm not team Jules. You know what I'm saying? I showed the actual text messages. I showed the text messages of the things that she said. So I'm not a fan of hers, but at the same time, if somebody putting their fingers all up in your face, what you doing? What are you doing? You could have walked away. The question is, Alexis, Sherelle, Ashley, would y'all have walked away? Would you walk away? Are you telling the white girl to walk away because of her reputation? I think they were trying to say you were in an all-Black establishment. You being the only white girl, you should have just walked away, even if you were being disrespected. And I think that's BS, because let me be a Black woman in an all-white establishment. I know how it's going to look, but am I going to sit up there and allow somebody who's white, brown, whoever, sit up there and disrespect me because I feel like, oh, I'm surrounded by a lot of white people, so I'm just going to allow the disrespect and I'm going to walk away? Yeah. Now, I may not sit up there and get into a brawl, but I will sit up there and tell them they need to back the hell up and read them for their rights. Thank you. So this is why I was like really, really confused. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the way in. So at that point, Alexis really wasn't trying to hear anything that Jules had to say. Now, again, I don't feel that Jules is completely 100% innocent in that situation. I do feel like her energy was already turned up because she knew it was about to be something. And she also claimed she had just went through that experience that night also. But at the same time, once she called that girl out her name, she called her a biatch. That girl went, oh, who you calling a bitch? And she started putting her finger in her face and everything else. And that's when it went down. So at that point, Jules was like, I'm tired of people attacking me. And she kind of shuts down. Now, this is episodes 4 through 6. I think there's only 8 episodes. So I'm trying to see what episodes 7 and 8 are going to actually bring. Because yeah, I don't know, child. I don't know. Like right now, I feel like this show is below average. Like I said, I give it a W for whatever. It's like, but I'm feeling like at this point, this is so forced to try to get a second season. Like, I don't know. Does Netflix reality shows like this pay that well? Like, I feel like because Sherelle failed with selling Tampa, she's trying to do anything she can to keep one show flowing for multiple seasons. And my thing is, if you're really about your real estate life, why haven't we really seen you show any homes to actual clients? I don't even know if Keita was a client for that $49 million house. I'm sorry. I don't. But again, just like I said with So Gucci on Bell Collective, baby, if you in real estate and you a broker, we need to see how you about that life. We really need to see the stuff that you're really doing besides you just telling people what you're doing and clapping it up and wanting to twerk because you claim that you got a development deal. We need to see them suckers. We do. And I ain't seen them yet. I would rather they bring back Selling Tampa. Yeah, but they canceled it. And they claim they think they canceled it because this was dealing with minority women, but let DJ Envy tell it. And I know he's not the most credible source, but let him tell it. They really didn't show them really making deals and selling homes. Now, I watched that season and I do feel like they were showing people homes. I can't remember if they actually sold the homes or really made the deals. And if that is the case, he does have a point because when we look at the $1 Million Listings and the other shows, they're closing deals. They're actually closing deals. So I can't remember though if they closed the deal on that show. If you guys remember, please let me know in the comment section. But if they were just kind of showcasing the homes and looking fabulous, but not really, actually showing that they are making moves, closing the deals, difficulties of, what are the conflicts when it comes to real estate. I just remember one of the conflicts was one of the girls who seemed to not really know about the houses that she was showing. She didn't really have the details of the home, which is like real estate 101. Hell no. You need to make sure that you understand, the square footage, like the cabinetry, all of that stuff. Is it marble? Is it, things like that. And she really didn't have a clue. She wasn't really doing her research. And at the end, I believe Sherelle fired her. But other than that, I don't remember them really closing deals. It was just them showcasing themselves and saying they're top in the real estate game, but don't really remember if they did sell. So that may be a valid point. But I don't know if Selling Tampa is going to come back. And I damn sure don't think it's going to come back after this show. She is showing more ratchet than she's showing more real estate. She's showing more bitch than she's showing broker. And that's just what it is. So, with that being said, you guys, that is my review on Wags to Riches, Season 1, Episodes 4 through 6. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on my next video. Toodles.